Well, thank you so much for agreeing to talk to me this morning to tell me your experience about the preparing for weight loss course, or preparing for successful weight loss course, I should say, because that's what it's all about being successful. So, do you want to just tell me a little bit about yourself and kind of why you thought that this course would be something that might benefit you?
It was all about the timing, really. I found out that I was pregnant, went for my initial booking in appointment, as they call it,
Mhm.
and was shocked to discover that my BMI had gone up as high as 32,
Mm,
which, as a reasonably active person, it was in lockdown,
mm,
so I'd been doing Joe Wicks every morning as well. I was
mm,
quite disappointed to find out I was
mm.
at after doing Joe Wicks for
Yeah,
about 6 weeks.
yeah.
And I dread to imagine what I would have been before that.
Mm,
But yeah, so a BMI of 32 was a massive wake up call for me.
mhm,
And being pregnant, I was told, don't try and lose weight. Whatever you
mhm.
do, this is the wrong time for you to try and lose weight. So I
Absolutely.
couldn't
Yeah.
actually start to do a massive diet or a
Mm.
huge exercise regime, like, because I was too sick at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, sure.
So to come across your course,
Mhm,
which doesn't actually involve me um, losing weight, but it's all about that mental preparation that
mhm,
you need to go through.
mm,
Um, just as you pointed out yourself, just like you would if you were moving house or any other large life event,
mhm,
you need to put that planning into it. And I'd never considered it like that
mm,
before. But
mm,
it was just perfect timing for that to come along at a point where I was desperate to know that I could get control of this
mm,
at a time when I couldn't do very much about it.
mm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, firstly, congratulations on your pregnancy.
Thank
That's amazing, and I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to develop this course, because I'm recognised from my own experience in other things that it's doing the preparation that makes the difference in terms of my success or not in that. So I think what you've just described about it being helpful for pregnancy, I think is perhaps quite powerful in terms of helping others to perhaps see that whilst they might not be able to actually lose the weight now, it's doing all of those things to get them ready so that when they are ready, they know what to do. So
you.
thank you for sharing that. I think that's really helpful to know. Thank you. Um, so thinking about your experience of actually doing the course, would you like to just share a little bit about that?
So the course was an excellent point. It starts with an excellent point where you just have to spend an awful lot of time really reflecting on your own actions, your motivation, what you want from weight loss. Is it a health thing,
Mhm,
or is it a lifestyle thing? It's what applies most directly to you.
mhm,
And that really resonated, but equally it was very hard to look inside myself and find the root causes of
mhm,
why my diet comes and goes and comes and goes
mhm,
and yo-yos and fluctuates like lots and lots of people
mhm.
do. But
Abs-
it's something that's always going to be so personal to each person.
Yeah.
So it was difficult to face up to some of those
Mm,
truths about my choices.
yeah, it's certainly not easy, and I think I said that at the beginning, didn't I? This is not going to be an easy journey, but it's going to be really worth it, because it's going to uncover things that perhaps you weren't aware of that were at play, that were perhaps influencing your daily actions. And just by becoming more aware of those, you've got far more control over what you do. So yeah, thank you. So what difference do you think it has made to you so far?
I think it's massively increased my confidence in being able to achieve this
Hmm.
as a long term, as a permanent, as a change for the better that's going to last forever.
Hmm. Hmm.
Every time I make a decision now regarding food, I'm asking myself a lot more questions.
Mm,
Not always coming to the right answer, but at least those questions are being asked at this
mm,
point.
mm,
I'm trying to get myself into much better habits in terms of what I eat, when I eat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, that comes down to asking myself these questions: do I need this now? Can
Mm,
I can I have this later, and will it make me feel better if I have it later? Will that work towards my goals, or am I working against my goals by making this choice?
mm,
And all of those things are things that I can put into place now, even though it's not about the weight loss.
mm,
It's just about resetting those learned behaviors
mm,
that I've learned myself. Nobody
yeah,
has taught me these.
yeah,
I've taught myself these
yeah,
awful habits.
yeah. And we've all got them. We've all got them. But like you say, just being more aware, and you can make those better decisions, and not just around food. It's about, other things as well, isn't it? So um,
Yeah, absolutely. So much of the course could be applied. If I wanted to set my mind to promotion at work or something like that, so much of it could be applied to exactly that.
mm, yeah,
So
excellent.
yeah, it's a great course. It's really useful.
Thank you. So how do you think it's going to help you going forward then?
So I've already made a plan for maintaining my weight up until birth. So
Hmm.
birth is still 2.5 months away, hopefully, fingers crossed, if everything goes according to plan. And because I was so, my BMI was so high prior
Hmm.
to getting pregnant, I have been told that although I can't lose weight, if I can maintain my weight and try to put on a very minimal, obviously you expect to put on weight during
Of course.
pregnancy, but if
Yeah.
I can put on a very minimal amount of weight through pregnancy, then that would be the most healthy thing for me and my baby at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I've also written a plan over a period of 6 months
Hmm.
for after baby's birth, so that I've got something to go straight into as soon as I feel ready after baby arrives.
Hmm.
And it's nice to know that those things are there. So I'm working on it already with the the small practical steps of asking those questions, trying to make better choices and being much more aware of those choices. But that will carry on after baby arrives, hopefully. I've got lots more coping strategies in place for
Hmm.
how to deal with those times when you're just absolutely exhausted and you just want to have something that's going to give you a boost.
Mm.
I've got distraction techniques, and also I've made a list of food that I can get away with eating quite easily. Just things like melon, for example. So you get that sugary taste, but
Mm.
you're not getting masses of calories.
Yeah.
Little things like that. Make sure I've got lots of those grabbable foods
Yeah.
available
Yeah.
when baby arrives.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And obviously, wish you all the very best for the rest of your pregnancy. And you're looking absolutely glowing at the moment. So excellent. Do you think it was worth the time and the money that you've spent so far on doing
Absolutely.
this?
I'd recommend it to anybody who feels that they want to lose weight at all or control their weight at all,
Mhm.
because it's as we said slightly earlier on, it's things that can be applied in all sorts of ways to your life,
Mm,
uh, that you just maybe didn't think of
mm,
this way before.
mhm,
But putting it all together as you have done,
mm,
it just yeah, it's just excellent because there's no excuses anymore.
mm, 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 mm. Super. No, that thank you for sharing that. And then finally, just one last question for you. If you were to briefly describe the impact of the course to others, what three words would you use to sum it up, do you think?
I think the only way I can sum it up by saying it was everything I needed.
Fantastic.
Having done several different types of diet before and had some successes and some not quite so successful experiences, I think this is what I need to really focus me
Mm,
to get what I want to achieve, making it realistic goals,
mhm.
and actually getting on and getting to a point where that weight is not an issue for me anymore.
Mm, fantastic.